come to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen, in the hope that on this 11th July, you had a very good day. I want to insist that Kimani Wamatangi was not the right candidate for UDA in Kiambu. And the latest hits on Kimani Wamatangi are things that are beyond the control of Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. The emergence of Kimani Wamatangi, he is one of the politicians from the region that grew from the private sector, then became a senator in 2013 through the TNA euphoria, in 2017 through the Jubilee euphoria. And after being seen to be a bit neutral, even at the height of differences between William Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta, he finally made the decision to go with the deputy president. Now, I want us to look at UDA nominations, and the UDA ballot paper for the governor candidate in Kiambu had Wamatangi, Wajango, Waititu, and Eric Muturi. Then after that, Kimani Wamatangi came and won the nominations by 86,000 votes. Wajango had 56,000. Then Waititu had 15,000. Now, by all indications, of course, Wajango went on as an independent candidate. But there is something that that William Ruto team, UDA party, needed to realize. That majority of people who voted for Wamatangi were actually planted voters. Moses Kuria and Kabogo were plotting on how they could win the seat. And they realized that the only person that they could beat easily was Wamatangi. And I can challenge me, but I believe that Moses Kuria and Kabogo would actually mobilize their supporters to go and vote in Wamatangi because he's one of the, according to them, is one of the weakest candidates. Let me explain. Wajango, if UDA wanted to have a wave in Kiambu, they needed to settle on Wajango. I want to, if you follow his debates, the debate that was in Citizen, in Inoro, and again his campaigns, is one of the candidates that is very formidable. But of course he had fell out with deputy president, then he came back. There are a lot of things that have conspired, and I just want to tell you what exactly is happening in Kiambu, what has happened so far. Kimani Wamatangi picked a running mate from Gatundu South, the constituency of Moses Kuria, and Wajango picked President Uhuru Kenyatta's cousin, Ann Nyokabi, the first women rep of Kiambu, to be the running mate. Now you can see there is a lot of interest that is playing. Then the wife to Kimani Wamatangi is known as Dorothy Jepkirui. He's a Kalenjin, and there have been reports circulating in social media that to that extent there is some closeness between Deputy President and Wamatangi, and that's why Deputy President settled on Kimani Wamatangi. So Wamatangi is being seen as someone who is a proxy. Yesterday, we witnessed a very unfortunate event where Moses Kuria mobilized youths to chase Kimani Wamatangi. But before you look at that, I want you to see what exactly happened. There is a 41-second clip that many people missed on Moses Kuria telling the voters that Hustler Express caravan, they were to go there and campaign for deputy president, but apparently all the stops that they've been making, despite the fact that Kimani Wamatangi was the MC of those rallies, Kimani Wamatangi did not mention the name of deputy president and did not campaign for deputy president. There is a likelihood that there is a truth to that, or it can still be a political propaganda. But remember, he did not challenge. When he's tried to speak to people, they say, of course, Kimani Wamatangi, when speaking mostly in church, that's when he speaks about deputy president. But in the rallies, he rarely speaks about deputy president. Now, I want you to listen to that part, because this is what set the crowd against Wamatangi. This is what Moses Kuria said first.
Umothe tukire kuhoya kura cia Ruto niguo ndiye ngacoka kuhoya ciakwa ini mwe ndiendete nirutagira andu aya ngwira ngamba ngeyuma nimwonere akawajiko ile twarinyiririe muno ne Uhuru na Jubilee no amuteithirie Wamatangi wako Wamatangi muteithirie na ndiye kwa Uhuru.
Now, according to Moses Kuria, what I see here is he had realized that UDA has many MP candidates and MCA candidates. And because that Hustler Express caravan was a campaign, mostly the UDA team were trying to advocate for a six-piece, perhaps a six-piece. Then he wanted to make sure that, or allegedly cleverly trying to turn the campaign to be an exclusively deputy president campaign. Well, the truth of the matter here is he is campaigning himself. He is using that caravan to campaign for the governor candidate, for the governor seat. Moses Kuria was there in the same car with the running mate, with Faith, who is his running mate. And Wamatangi was also on the other side. So what Kuria wanted to achieve is a situation where the rally does not become a UDA campaign, and of course just setting precedents. Now if you compare, it is after that when Wamatangi was talking, the people turned, and you can see there is another clip where people are chanting Azimio, Azimio, but there is this one here that really was the one that many people captured, where Wamatangi was chased and pelted with stones. Very quite unfortunate.
Nimesema kumshangilia
Guys, I have always said something, that Kenyans, the voters are not the problem. The problem is normally the leaders. From what I see in that clip, Moses Kuria seems to have planted those youths, and maybe with a very well laid script, so that when they arrive there, he wants to incite the voters against Kimani Wamatangi. That Kimani Wamatangi is not campaigning for William Ruto, then the crowd will turn against Kimani Wamatangi in what can be seen as a strategy, perhaps trying to campaign for deputy president. But when a UDA governor candidate is chased from there, you will see something. Most probably, what is happening there is UDA wave is going down, because that is their governor candidate. So this happened, and I want you to just compare this with the last one that we reported here between Kimani Wamatangi and Kabogo. So far there is an enmity between Kimani Wamatangi and Moses Kuria. There is another one between Kimani Wamatangi and Kabogo. And what you can see, I think Moses Kuria used this opportunity to shape the Kiambu contest to be a contest between Moses Kuria and Kimani Wamatangi. That is what, because he had realized that with the trend that came through the Kabogo issue, and then Kabogo stepping down, it was, of course, then it is Kenya Kwanza, then the candidates in Kenya Kwanza against Kabogo. But within Kenya Kwanza, Moses Kuria will want to shape it, and he used that opportunity well, because even Gachagua was not there. If Gachagua would have been there, I think the limelight would have turned to Gachagua rejected. But because Gachagua is not there, now it comes to be an altercation between Kimani Wamatangi and Moses Kuria. Now, just have a snippet of the one for Kabogo, and you'll see some coherence in this.
Sisi tunabadilisha Kiambu, wacha hiyo story yako. Wako ndio waka kwa Goradia. Mimi ninakunyamazia kuongea. Tunakunyamazia kuongea. Hadi nilikwambia ndio unaongea peke yako hapa bwana. Jamani bwana, nataka nirekodi hera na usinilete bwana. Usinilete. Acha hiyo mchezo. Kwanza kabisa. Tunaona kama swali ya kitu kidogo. Tangaza mkutano wa kidogo. Ndio kwa nenda ngate leo. Hata nitoa hapa hapa mjaki hapo. Usinilete bwana. Usinilete. Acha hiyo mchezo. Unaishi yale watoto wote. Kwanza kabisa.
That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. When you like our video, you are also helping us to promote this channel. Why do you think Kimani Wamatangi is dropping Ruto's messaging? And this is not new. In this channel a week ago, I analyzed that even Uhuru had dropped a messaging of her gubernatorial bid with also the William Ruto message, because things were not so much good. That message was no longer very attractive to the ear, and she would talk about William Ruto when they are with the rest of the UDA team. But when Uhuru is campaigning in behind the tents and in boardrooms and behind closed doors and town halls, she's talking about herself. Now, such an allegation is also coming against Kimani Wamatangi. I want to say that is not a coincidence, something that is happening. But on Kimani Wamatangi's side, there are some powerful forces, deep forces, that might force him to drop William Ruto's tag. Now, I want to look at it critically. There is a camp of President Uhuru Kenyatta's Kiambu Mafia. Uhuru Kenyatta is born in Kiambu, and when Uhuru Kenyatta retires, Uhuru Kenyatta will go to Kiambu. I want to imagine a situation where William Ruto is maybe William Ruto fails to win, but then wins a governor in Kiambu. There are many interests that will play, and of course it will be done for optics. That President Uhuru Kenyatta's camp in Kiambu, remember, this is where President can actually call the shots and say, let's do this, let's do this. It is this camp that is also blocking one Ferdinand Waititu from campaigning, because Ferdinand Waititu lost and is not in those campaigns and is not campaigning for Kimani Wamatangi, rather for the UDA candidate. Why? He would not want to sabotage President Uhuru Kenyatta. He would not want to be seen as also one of the team that is now trying to frustrate President Uhuru Kenyatta. And there is a camp that seems to be determined and having deeper forces and deeper strategies to make sure that the president is not going to be ashamed in Kiambu. Ruto and the team had been bragging all along that the Speaker of the National Assembly, Rafiki Uhuru, amekuja UDA. I don't know, the Speaker of the Senate was Uhuru's friend, is in UDA. Moses Kuria, who is Uhuru Kenyatta's constituency, a member of parliament, and says gives Uhuru Kenyatta's children bursary, is in UDA. So I think that is something that people will not want, and what would happen is very critical. On this point, I want to tie it to what I can say is the main core of hit for Kimani Wamatangi. There is a UDA sabotage agents. Kimani Wamatangi is being sabotaged within the UDA. That is number one. Because, look at it this way. Moses Kuria is a very close friend to President Uhuru, to William Ruto. And Moses Kuria has nominated himself to the National Assembly. Now, in the Kiambu National Assembly or Senate, in the Kiambu governor's race, he stands as a spoiler. Because even the voters will then make a choice. Okay, this guy seems he doesn't want to work as a governor because already ameshaji nominate. Now, if there is someone that William Ruto could still easily convince and even offer a nomination slot through UDA, because Chama Chakazi might not even get one nomination slot. That is one thing I'm sure. They might not even meet the threshold. It will be very easy for William Ruto to accommodate Moses Kuria through a nomination in Senate or National Assembly. Then, with that, Wamatangi is given a way to go and campaign. With that, he's still going to achieve the turnout. But I want to tell you why Kimani Wamatangi is getting the sabotage from within. Because there is a supremacy battles in a supremacy battle. In this election, after 2022, Deputy President is putting his eyes on 2027, whether he wins or he loses. Now, if he loses, then Kimani Wamatangi is to win Kiambu governor. Then, of course, he is going to bring Kimani Wamatangi close to him, strategically to win the of 1 million votes in Kiambu in 2027. So, forces will not want a situation where a UDA wins the governor's seat in Kiambu. This can be a very strong mastermind by Rigathi Gachagua. Another reason why there is an internal sabotage in UDA is Kimani Wamatangi have tried to play a gentleman politics, and the gentleman politics is not serving the interest of Deputy President William Ruto. Ruto would love a governor aspirant in Kiambu who can attack President Uhuru Kenyatta, demolish President Uhuru Kenyatta, and in that maybe bring him votes. But the gentleman approach to Kimani Wamatangi is not serving the interest of the party. The choice of the running mate from Gatundu South, Njeri Kirika. Gatundu South is the constituency of Moses Kuria, and Moses Kuria would want to frustrate Kimani Wamatangi so that in that Gatundu South, the running mate that has been picked there do not work as a vote bait, because what he's looking at is perhaps he's going to get votes from that constituency because he picked a running mate there. So when he goes to campaign there, he tells them that I have a running mate from a place, and that is also one of the things that is happening. But if you look at it critically, ladies and gentlemen, there is a low reception of UDA in Kiambu, and you'll get shocked. Someone was telling me a very wild reason that Kiambu has been voting over 90%, and that over 90% have been the monkey business. So the monkey business of ballot stuffing. So in UDA, if someone wants to do monkey business in this election, you must make sure that the UDA candidate is not that strong, so that if you can do it in favor of another candidate, probably Raila Odinga, it will not raise the eyebrows. That was a very wild reason, ladies and gentlemen. That's my bold look in Kiambu.